Imagine launching your brand new online store. You spend weeks perfecting the design in your products. Your very first customer finally arrives. They click a link, and the site takes 5 agonizing seconds to load. They leave immediately. You never even knew they were there. The problem wasn't your marketing, it was your hosting. Web hosting is the foundation of your digital house, and today we're looking at 2 massive players in the industry. Bluehost, the most famous starter hosting package online, and WP Engine, a premium platform built for professional websites. Most people assume the only difference between them is the price tag, but when you dig into the server architecture behind these platforms, you start to realize something surprising. One of these hosts is built to scale with your business, and the other might be the reason your website never gets off the ground. And the difference between them has nothing to do with price. Section 1. The gateway versus the professional. When you build a house, the materials you choose depend on your budget. Web hosting works the same way. Bluehost is the ultimate starter kit for the internet. It's designed for hobbyists and first-time bloggers who just want to get a website online quickly. If you have a strict budget of about $100 for the entire year, Bluehost gives you everything you need to start. You get a free domain name for the first year. You get standard email hosting included at no extra cost. You even get access to their Wondersuite website builder. The setup process is extremely beginner-friendly. It's a simple and affordable gateway into the online world. But a gateway is very different from a professional engine. WP Engine is built for agencies and high-traffic businesses. It's designed for people who treat their website as a revenue-generating asset, not just a monthly expense. These are business owners who lose sleep over slow load times because they know every single second of page lag can cost them real sales. WP Engine does not give you a free domain. They don't even offer email hosting. You have to set that up separately through Google or Outlook. Instead, they pour all their resources into pure server performance, speed, reliability, and enterprise-grade security. So if Bluehost gives you so much more for free, why do professionals happily pay 10 times the price for WP Engine? The answer has nothing to do with the features. It's buried inside the pricing structure and a renewal trap that catches thousands of beginners every single year. Section 2. The pricing trap. Let's look at the actual numbers. Bluehost hooks you with an incredibly low starting price. You can get your site live for just $2.95 a month. That sounds like an amazing deal for a new business, but you have to read the fine print. That price is only an introductory rate. When your first term ends, the cost jumps dramatically. Your plan will automatically renew at $11.99 a month. That is a massive 300% increase. The hosting plan that looked like $35 for the year suddenly turns into nearly $140 on renewal. And that renewal spike catches thousands of beginners completely off guard. They build their site and forget about the billing cycle. Then they get hit with an unexpected invoice a year later. WP Engine takes a completely different approach to billing. Their entry-level plan starts around $20 a month. That sounds expensive compared to Bluehost. But WP Engine uses a fixed pricing model. There is no hidden renewal shock waiting for you next year. You pay the exact same rate when your contract renews. Plus, WP Engine includes premium features that cost extra elsewhere. They provide automated plugin updates and enterprise-grade security. Buying those tools separately could easily cost $50 a month. So that higher price tag can actually save money long-term. But the real difference between these 2 hosting companies has nothing to do with billing. It comes down to the physical infrastructure your website runs on. And once you see how those systems are built, the price difference suddenly makes a lot more sense. Section 3. The architecture reveal. When you buy a standard Bluehost plan, you are purchasing something called shared hosting. Think of shared hosting like an old apartment building. You get your own small room, but you share the electricity and water with dozens of other tenants. If one of your neighbors suddenly throws a massive party, they start using most of the electricity in the building. Your lights start flickering immediately. In the hosting world, this is called the bad neighbor effect. Bad hosts place large numbers of websites on the same server. All of those sites share the exact same pool of memory and processing power. If another website on that server suddenly gets a massive spike in traffic, your website can slow to a crawl. This is how budget hosting companies keep their prices so low. They place as many websites as possible onto each server. WP Engine uses a completely different approach. They provide managed WordPress hosting. Think of this like living in a private townhouse. You're not sharing the same power line with hundreds of other residents. Your website is isolated inside its own software container. That means the resources allocated to your site are dedicated to you. Even if another website on the same infrastructure suddenly goes viral, your performance remains stable. But WP Engine goes one step further. They use a proprietary technology called EverCache. Normally, when someone visits a website, the server has to request data from the database and build the page from scratch. That process repeats every single time someone loads the page. EverCache changes that process entirely. It creates optimized snapshots of your website and delivers those pages instantly to visitors. By bypassing the database for most requests, WP Engine can handle massive traffic spikes without slowing down or crashing. This is why professional businesses trust it with their revenue. Their sites stay fast and stable even during high traffic moments.
Section 4. The Hosting Consolidation. Let's pull back the curtain on the web hosting industry. When you search for affordable hosting online, you usually see the same names everywhere: Bluehost, HostGator, iPage, Domain.com. They look like fierce competitors fighting for your business, but behind the scenes, many of these brands are actually owned by the same parent company. That company is called Newfold Digital. They specialize in acquiring popular hosting companies and consolidating their infrastructure. In many cases, multiple brands share the same underlying servers and customer support systems. This business model focuses heavily on scale. By operating many brands on shared infrastructure, they dramatically reduce operating costs. That model relies on high volume and a steady stream of upsells. That is why your Bluehost dashboard is often filled with additional offers and upgrades. Those add-ons are where much of the profit comes from. WP Engine operates on a completely different business model. They focus almost entirely on managed WordPress hosting. In fact, WP Engine even restricts certain WordPress plugins. If you try installing specific caching or backup plugins, the platform may block them. At first glance, that sounds restrictive, but there is a technical reason behind it. Their server-level technology is already heavily optimized. Adding third-party caching plugins often introduces unnecessary code and conflicts with the performance systems already in place. So WP Engine removes those tools to keep the environment lean and fast. But raw server speed means nothing if your website suddenly crashes and you have no one available to fix it. Which brings us to one of the biggest frustrations people experience with cheap hosting. Section 5. Speed and support. When your website suddenly crashes, you do not have time to open a support ticket and wait. You need someone who can fix the problem immediately. Bluehost offers general customer support. Their teams handle thousands of inquiries every day, from billing questions to basic website setup. But their support staff are not always specialized WordPress developers. If you encounter a complex database error, you might wait hours for a resolution. WP Engine takes a completely different approach to customer service. They exclusively host WordPress websites. Every support agent is trained specifically in WordPress infrastructure. They understand how the core software operates. If a rogue line of PHP code breaks your site, their team can often identify the issue and restore the site quickly. This technical expertise also affects website performance. And this is where a metric most website owners have never heard of suddenly becomes very important. One important metric is something called time to first byte. Time to first byte measures how long it takes for the server to begin sending data back to the visitor's browser. In many independent performance tests, shared hosts often show response times around 2 to 3 seconds. WP Engine commonly delivers responses under 400 milliseconds. That's several times faster. A faster server response means pages begin loading instantly. which keeps visitors engaged and far less likely to abandon the site. But even with those speed advantages, many business owners are still hesitant to switch hosting companies, because moving an entire website sounds like a technical nightmare. Section 6. The migration reality. Moving a website can feel like performing open-heart surgery on your business. You have to export databases, move files, and update complex DNS records. Most people are terrified they might permanently break their website. With many budget hosting plans, the migration process is largely left up to you. Some hosts offer assistance, but it may require an additional fee. WP Engine removes much of this friction. They built an automated migration plugin specifically for WordPress sites. You simply install the tool on your existing website, enter your new WP Engine account credentials, and the software securely clones your entire site onto their servers. Every image, post, and database file transfers automatically. This streamlined process is one reason growing agencies upgrade their hosting as their traffic scales. But before you choose between these two platforms, there is one final question you need to ask yourself. What role does your website actually play in your business? Final verdict. If your website is a hobby project or a brand new idea you're experimenting with, if you expect fewer than 5,000 visitors a month, or if you're just learning how WordPress actually works, then Bluehost is a perfectly reasonable place to start. It keeps your initial costs low while you learn the fundamentals of running a website. But if your website is the engine of your business, if you run an e-commerce store or rely heavily on SEO traffic, if website speed directly impacts your monthly revenue, then WP Engine becomes the logical choice. It protects your brand reputation, keeps your site fast during traffic spikes, and scales smoothly as your business grows. For those of you that want to explore either platform, I've placed links to the best current offers in the description below. Using those links supports this channel at no extra cost to you. It helps us keep making transparent, deep dive comparisons like this. Choose the foundation that fits your current business blueprint. Thanks for watching today's comparison, and I'll see you in the next video.